I keep trying to. Greetings and Hotep. Aileen Atkins here, 9:59 a.m., Thursday, December 28th, 2023, Tampa, Florida. As I keep trying to understand karma and how karma does what it does. So I guess that's the same as questioning God. I was scrolling through YouTube and the black guy, Eric Monet, Monet, 79, in the article, and I didn't look at the date of the article, so he could be older, created Good Times, what other shows? The Jeffersons, a couple of other star-studded, primarily black landmark shows we watched back in the day. He was saying he created these shows. It was about 5 he listed. I named 2 for you. And he's saying, how could I be living in a homeless shelter? And he said, somebody Lear, his last name is Lear, Norman Lear, stole the scripts, didn't give him credit. And I thought, wow, it's so similar to my life. But I have been writing, so I said, let me contact both of them. And let me contact Norman Lear about some things I have. Now, you're thinking, why would you contact the thief? He's going to steal from you too. Sometimes you don't get the whole story, but I felt compelled to contact them. So when I go over to do the Google search for Norman Lear, he died December 5th, 2023. And I said, well, I guess karma finally caught up to him. Now, I don't know how old he is, but I do know, as far as I can tell, that Eric Monet is still alive. And his son, I'm assuming it's Eric Monet, the son, the junior, is living in, I think it's at California. But now, after his cameo on TikTok and other places, he now has $20 million. That's a long time that it took before he got that money. And I don't know if it's fair or unfair. It's a miracle that he got it at all. But it led me to thinking about who has my book, the book that I wrote for my twins, of my Lotus birth journey, and what separated us. I thought that was what separated us. It turned out that it wasn't me requesting Lotus birth that set the doctors off and this and that. It was the Negroes in the background trying to get to my trust fund. So I want my book. Had to be Alva. One day she came by the house to do something and her trunk was up and she had my P.O.O.R. newsletter in her trunk. And I was like, why is my newsletter in the trunk of your car? Power of one resisting. And so now that I'm thinking about it, she had to be the one to go through everything in the back and take my stuff. Now, every time I went through the family storage and found pictures and I would show people, Anthony was the one that always took the pictures, like he wanted to erase me, disconnect me from the family photos. And I think he's the only one that knew about the trust fund. I don't think Alva and Ava knew. So when they evicted me, June 2nd, 2022, A Plus Properties, Eric Allen, the owner, Evelyn Rosado, the property manager, 4 sheriff officers from Hillsborough County, and 4 Tampa police officers, or at least they were dressed in those uniforms and they rode in those cars. I don't know if some were actors or some or all were just on the take, but I am perfectly convinced that they weren't on the clock. I'm perfectly convinced that this was an illegal action. They used an illegal detainer to evict me, and I was 25% owner. So you cannot use an illegal detainer for a person who has interest in the property. So a lot of illegal crap went before that. Maybe they a fraud marriage. They sent an imposter, probably a family member of mine, one of Anthony's children. I have two nieces by Anthony that are in their 30s, using my identification and name, getting married to somebody, some thief. And then maybe they reported me as dead or missing, and that was their way of stealing my property. People kept telling me, well, your brother said you don't live here no more. Pam told me, Pam Williams, aka Teeny, she said, he told me don't come down here. You got kids to take care of and you don't need no company. Now, mind you, I was probably 50 when he told her this, and she was 60 something. So things happened that didn't make sense. And then when Linda tried to argue with me about a pillow that I laid in the field because somebody put it right by our mailbox. And when people want to go in your mailbox, they play games. Throw something down and then they're picking it up and then they steal from your mailbox. So I said, I'm not going to throw the pillow away because it might have fallen off a truck. Somebody might have been moving. They'll come back looking for their pillow when they're setting up at their new location and realize they got a sofa that's missing a pillow. So I'll give them a day. She comes outside. You better pick that up. You better put it in the garbage. Now this silly, I almost said something. She's, seemingly retarded anyway. Seems like something happened to her, or maybe drug use happened to her. But she used to babysit me when I was a child. My parents moved there in '65 when they built the house. And I think Miss Betty Canty and her dad, Clifford Canty, came later. Yeah, I'm sure, because my dad said we were the first one on that strip. Everything else was like woods. So that means they came after us, Arthur Atkins, my daddy. And she blurted out, that's why you losing custody of your kids and you losing your house. So she knew something. It's only for me to find out that it was a community agreement to try to make me look like a bad person, lie against my character, say that I am a prostitute, I do drugs, and I drink. And I don't do any of those things, never have. So I want my book. I'm asking nicely. Alba, I think you're the one who has it. I think you're one of my main doppelgangers trying to be me. I think you used my last sealed transcript. I used to buy transcripts and just put them in a drawer. I had 3, but over the years, you have to bring a sealed transcript in order to, let's say, verify that you have a degree. And I've been trying to sign up to go back to substitute teaching, and I think she used my last transcript and used my name to, maybe not my name. She's cunning. I don't know what she did. Maybe they opened it and sealed it back or something. I don't know, but she's a substitute teacher. She came on board after me. Now, with Kelly Services, if you have no degree, you get paid like $12 an hour. If you have an AA degree, I think it's 14. If you have a BA degree, it's 16 to start. And if you get a long-term position, $18 an hour. So I think she used my degree to get $4 more an hour. She doesn't have a degree. She has a certificate from Irwin. So I want y'all to stop speaking ill of my name. Tell the truth. and give me my flowers and my money and my houses and my vehicles and my creations, my ideas that you stole, my books, my articles, my poems. Thank you. That's my, I need it by the new year, by 1/1/2024.